Hey, welcome back everybody to the Defectives. This is Daren.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan.
And we're coming off of last week where we had our dear friend Devin come in and introduce his little journey through the, as he put it, the spiritual sandbox.
Killed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got so many texts.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So it'll be exciting when we can have him come back around. But before then, we got some other people coming along. Some people that are gonna kind of come at it from a different angle. Next week we'll have my sister, which I'm very intrigued by because it's gonna be interesting to see where that conversation goes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty crazy. And then I think there's going to be some people that we're going to bring on here that may have different views about some of the things that we talk about and how they actually may see it, which I'm actually very excited about it because you'd have told me a year ago I was going to have to sit here and have a conversation with you, you and then somebody else who might have a different opinion. I don't know how well that goes over with me.
Yeah, I didn't know how to have conversations a year ago. Let alone with somebody with an opposing viewpoint.
Yeah. And I don't mean that as on my sister's thing, even though she may have something. I don't know. We'll find out. But there's a couple people that I haven't thought that have popped up recently that I'm intrigued by. Well, me and you will have that discussion on the side note. But for now, I know that tonight we got a little discussion. I don't know the proper. We won't have such a cool little name for it like the spiritual sandbox, but I think just the idea of having experiences recently that look different today versus similar experiences however long ago. It could have been 6 months ago. It could have been a year. It could have been 10 years ago. I know you had a fucking powerful one this weekend, and I'm very excited to hear about.
Yeah, had my boy's wedding, my best friend. So it was like a whole weekend thing. Out there Saturday for the rehearsal dinner and Sunday wedding. And it was the first wedding I had been to in since before COVID.
Now, where was it at?
It was out at Hamilton Manor, out like Route 130.
Okay, gotcha.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Cocktail hour, dude. The food layout was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. There was everything.
Yeah.
The most food I've ever seen in my life. Like walked in, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It was sick. But going into it, I was excited. But I didn't put much thought into it. I was excited. But when I got there, I kind of realized that, all right, this is the first wedding I'd been to in probably since 2019.
Yeah.
I didn't show up to the last one I was invited to. I stayed home hammered. I stayed home drinking.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go. And actually, I had gotten into a fight with somebody. I had caused some sort of disturbance. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
And I used that as an excuse to not go. I had a fear, and I just stayed home, blacked out. And then before that, I don't even remember before that. And then COVID shut everything down, and then it was just like, I wasn't getting invited to shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting invited to my mom's house. I wasn't getting invited to a wedding.
Yeah.
So that kind of settled in when I was like driving out there. I was like, oh man, it's been a while. And I was like, bunch of drinking around, like that hasn't fazed me yet. But I started thinking about that. Like that started attacking me. I was like, you've been around all your best friends when they drink.
Yeah.
Like you're in a safe group.
Yeah.
What if it's out there? Like you're kind of out there in this one. Even though it's my best friend's wedding. That started playing with me.
Yeah.
And then you know what hit me? I was like, do I know how to dance sober? Like for real, in front of people, going out there on the dance floor, dancing, like free. I'll dance on the dredge at work. I told you that like a week ago. I was like just jamming out at work, man. Alone in the middle of a lake where nobody can see me.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
where I like it. I was like, oh my God, what's this going to be like?
If anybody has any video of that, please.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. We actually had him up on a chair doing like I think it's like Jewish when they put him up on a chair.
I think so.
But it was to that Timmy Trumpet song that the Mets were playing. It was like, do, 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 do. I got that video. I'll send it to you. Yeah, so some fear definitely set in.
Yeah, sure.
As I was getting closer to it. And it was like, dude, like there were moments where there was some definite separation from where I was like, damn, I didn't feel like a part of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Now that you did the dinner before too, right?
Yeah, did the dinner before.
Rehearsal dinner. There we go.
Yeah.
Did you feel it there, or was this more because there was going to be a lot more social?
I felt it there. Moments, man, like pretty like fleeting moments, because it's such a. I mean, weddings you get hammered.
Yeah,
like it's that you get hammered and you dance.
Yeah,
I can do one of those, and so it was like brief moments, but like I was around people that love me and that I love, so I would notice it, and I was like, damn, this is not. I wasn't expecting that to creep in, honestly. And then that all went away during the wedding.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of fear up front. And the wedding was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
And like walking up to the dance floor. Well, first of all, we came out. Our entrance was hilarious. We walked in a straight line into a flying V. And then the beat dropped. And we did like 8 air humps, like left, right. So that kind of just shattered that. And all right, we're here. And then, it was a beautiful ceremony. And then the wedding itself was like a club. Just dance. My feet were so sore. Yeah. So tired the next day. Just danced all night. Yeah. My brother was there. All my best friends, my best friends' families, people I hadn't seen in a long time. People I have seen, Yeah. It was a good mix. So, but like through all that, I wound up having like one of the most powerful conversations ever outside smoking a cigar. Yeah. With a friend. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful few minutes where, the last place I expected it. Sitting out there talking about this whole journey. Yeah. To a guy I've known since I was in high school. And our relationship didn't start out so good. Yeah. And man, is it good now? Yeah. That's pretty cool. Dude, it was sick. Yeah. I was like, was not expecting it. Just beautiful.
Now, what jump started that conversation?
A cigar.
Just that? That was it?
For real. Like, it just nothing. No. Okay. He just.
I like the organic.
Here you go.
Of that.
I was like, what the fuck? He's like, just been watching. Just watching. Yeah. And he's like, I see you. Basically, I see you. I see what you're doing. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And, like that, he's like, he would say like, I know my words don't mean much. And I was like, you have no idea how much your words mean. Like shit like that just drives home the fact that I'm on the right path. Because I could sit here and second guess myself all day long about the moves I make or whatever, what I'm doing. I don't know. And then you get something like that, and you're like, whatever this is, I'm on the right path. So just keep going.
Right. That's awesome. Now, was he, this was a kid that you said you were in high school with?
Yeah, went to high school, wound up like
so this was like the whole crew girl. From that?
Oh, yeah, whole crew from that, from high school, from all over Tom's River. Yeah. Just, it's like Tom's River is like the biggest small town in America.
Yeah.
There's like 150,000 people, and everybody knows each other. So it was, I mean, kids I grew up with, playing baseball with.
Yeah.
You know, they married ex who I went to high school with.
Right,
and it's just like, it was like a high school reunion, you know, from all 3 high schools in the town.
That's right. Yeah, there's 3 in here.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy to me.
Dude, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2,000 at south, like 4,000 at north.
Good Lord.
3,000 at east. Then you got St. Joe's,
Yeah.
Catholic.
I had 150 in my graduating class.
150.
Yeah, maybe 154 to be exact.
Yeah.
So.
It's the biggest small town. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Can be a horrible thing.
Did you see had a lot of people grown up and out of that, or could you still notice that some of those people were still living in that? Like, how did that feel? Or did you not even notice?
I don't think I noticed,
Yeah.
man. It's just like,
because a lot of weddings I've been to, man, there's always going to be some form of drama. It seems like.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Maybe not everyone, but
Yeah. Nah,
maybe I was the drama.
Yeah, maybe, right? Everybody's just doing their thing. And
Yeah.
and I've known
That's pretty cool.
I've known all these people forever.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to get that many people together later in life and everything still kind of be smooth and mellow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, smooth from all across. I mean, the town's not that big, but it's a big town.
I got you. Well, I mean, everybody has their own little journey out into life from high school, college, wherever it is that they were kind of coming from, you know, to all meet in again in a large setting at a wedding. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of alcohol. Yeah.
But
Good for them.
good for them, right? Yeah, I know. I sat down at the table. There was like a champagne flute in front of me. I was like, that's for you.
Yeah.
I was good with my Fiji water.
Fiji's good. It's good for you.
It's high quality.
It is. It's the water boy. Is that what his thing was?
High quality H2O.
High quality H2O.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a bunch of fake fear.
Yeah.
Bunch of fake fear.
Yeah. It's amazing what the mind generates, right? It creates problems that don't exist, and then promises a solution that is impossible to provide because there's no real problem.
Yeah.
And so here you are, right? The mind starts telling you that there's going to be all these things that are going to make this awkward and weird, and can I dance or can I not dance? Who cares? If you're there to have fun, you're not going to be trying to figure out whether or not you're going to make it on to, you know, be a backup dancer for, you know, whoever, Beyonce perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're just there to have the fun, right? But the mind seems to want to keep me from experiencing that. So it generates things.
Yeah.
Problems.
Fake. Fake shit.
Yeah.
Seems real.
Yeah. But the beauty is now you have this experience to stack with, right? You know, a couple of weeks ago I had an experience that looked very similar to a previous experience, right? And it could have been really fucking scary, right? I'd gone in to get an MRI on my neck. Right, I got some arthritis shit going on, and there's a bunch of scar tissue buildup, right? You know, all this stuff. And but I wanted to go in, and we wanted to take a look so we could start to try to figure out what perhaps in the future there'll be to make the quality of life better with it, right? And so I go in and I get this MRI. Well, about 3 hours later, I get a phone call from my doctor while I'm at work that day, same day. And she says, "Hey, you got a minute?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "So we found something in the MRI, and we think that you should go to the hospital." And I'm like now? And she's like, "Yeah, I would suggest you go to the ER." And she gives me the explanation of what was going on. It's this blocked artery of this small artery that's in my neck, right? Now, about 5 years ago, to the date almost, I'd gotten a similar recommendation, right? Because I had that was when I went in to get that thing on my neck looked at, and she said, I don't know what this is, but you should go to the hospital. And I'm like, right now? And she's like, yeah, go to the ER, and I'm going to call them and tell them you're on your way. And I remember what that feeling was like. And that was numb, lost, confused, scared, all wrapped into one, which turned into basically being void, being just in a void. And this time, now, so on that time, what happened was my sister showed up and handled all the things that I was incapable of being able to focus on, especially after they told me I had cancer. Then I just went into an even more big void. What terrible English that was.
Big void? I get it. The more biggest void.
Yeah. And this time, what happened is I had a moment where I said, oh, shit. And it was immediately replaced by, okay, what do I need to do before I go? And so I had questions for her. Should I bring an overnight bag? Because I remember that's something I needed last time. I remembered to take notes about questions that I had. I called some people and gave them the heads up so that in case there was any concerns, they would be in the loop. And all of a sudden I get to the hospital and I'm at peace, right? And it's pretty cool how this shit works, right? Because you're in a situation that, well, truthfully, had you not been spiritually fit, could mean death in a sense, right? Yeah. Because we ain't fucking around here.
Arsenic everywhere. Yeah. There's arsenic everywhere,
right? And mine's similar, right? This fear that could have kept me from going to the hospital because I don't want to find out what this is about. Now, of course, what happens is they say, well, we're going to set up a scheduled appointment for you, and they put it out a month. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like this is that important now, is it?
Thanks for letting me think about this for a month.
But it was crazy because of that past experience.
Yeah.
I didn't have any fears. Like, really, I just really didn't. There was so many things that popped up that let me know. And this is the craziness about experiences is even one that was as dark as that one could have been and was for a short period, it's still doing good things for me today. Like consistently. Like my ability to wait in doctor's offices is ridiculous. Like, I'm cool, man. They're like, hey, we'll be back in like 6 days. I'm like, awesome, I'll be here. Because I had to do so much sitting and waiting from that, right? I mean, I don't know, it's crazy to me that something like that could bring me so much growth later on. Like, it's just baffling.
Yeah. And it's always like the first one that's so fucked up because it's new and it's scary and like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah. And wedding, cancer. I mean, just replace them. Yeah. Right? Exactly. You know, it's like whatever it is. It's the first one. It's just like, fuck. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm going to fuck this up. Yeah. How am I going to fuck this up? Because if you look at my past, I'll stick with the wedding shit. Bro, disasters. Disasters. Like, not even close. Like, the last time I was at Hamilton Manor, I got kicked out of the after party. Because I
didn't have your picture anywhere?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Made it through the wedding and then got kicked out of the after party. Yeah. Like, I got flagged. I was like, I'm not even that drunk. I was. Not for me. Right. I was like, I'm conscious still. I'm not sleeping in the corner somewhere. I can still
order the drink.
Yeah. You know, and that comes rushing back. I'm like, Jesus, fuck, man. I'm out. And then I'm going down.
Yeah. And that's why there isn't any bigger or less than here on the comparison, because they both could represent death to us. Right.
For real.
I mean, like, that shit is
for
like,
real.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a fatal disease here, on both ends, right? So, now, did you think back to that wedding?
Yeah.
That
I thought
one?
back to a bunch of weddings.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's like, well, this was new.
Yeah.
New experience, new, like, I have never done this before.
Yeah.
I've never been to a wedding sober.
Man. That's
What
cool.
the fuck does that look like?
Yeah.
Like, what do I, and you hear it like in, like, dude, I heard it I gotta go to this fucking dumbass IOP, and I heard this guy talking about how he can't do a toast at his wedding. You hear that all the time.
Yeah.
What, am I not supposed to do a toast at my wedding? I'm like, what about the toast? Water, dummy.
Yeah.
Like, go give him a hug.
Yeah.
Like, but in that moment, dude, it's just like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Mm-hmm. Deer in the headlights. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm just like a scared kid out here again, all over again.
So this I like this idea first that we have.
First?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important for everybody out there, whether you're on this journey or not, to see a few things. One, that we can be free, right? For whatever it is, right? Fears blocking, fears developed by self. So when fear pops up, I can tell right away it's me, blocking me, right? It's that uncomfortableness. That's just me in the way, right? So that was your experience driving out, right? You get wrapped in a little self. Was anybody in the car? Or was it just you?
It was,
Yeah.
me and myself.
Me and a
myself
thousand
and I,
voices.
right.
And I think it's important, right? So this year, normally, well, last year we were on our ski trip at this time.
Yeah.
Right. And the year before I
On
was,
Tahoe.
and the year before I was, right. And this year, I've switched up the date, and I'm going with my father. Right, which, that's going to be a first. For one, ever since he's had his stroke, it's going to be interesting. Like me, him, and my mother went to Vermont, but the conditions weren't suitable for him, and he wasn't prepared. He's now, he spent a lot of time getting prepared for this. He'll be 84 by the time we get out there, and so there's some first, right? So there's initially some fear about this, spending that much time with my father. I would never describe our relationship as like lovey. Certainly not as he's gotten older and his ability to communicate's a little challenge for him due to the stroke. But I can look back on some experiences that we've had as a family skiing. I know how much he loves it. Right, which means I get to go there and be a part of that, right? And I think that's how important the first are on this journey is I miss so many things, right? And here you are getting to have that at that wedding, not only at just a wedding, but I mean you were in this, right?
Yeah. Like I've known this kid since I was 10. He's one of my best friends. He's my oldest friend. I've known him the longest. Yeah. And, like, yeah, for it to be that, like, perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect, dude. It was perfect. Like, as it always is.
Yeah.
And that'll pave the way for all the new ones.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so many firsts you have to do over again. Like, again. This is not my first wedding.
Right.
I've been to a million weddings.
Yeah.
But it's the first time I'm going sober to anything like this. Like, dude, the first time I went on the jet ski sober out into Tice's Shoal.
Yeah.
Fucking massacre out there.
Yeah.
It's a massacre out there.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
absolutely.
shit show.
First time I went out there, I was not spiritually as fit as I would be today, but wow.
But anything. First time I walked back into a bar, I DD'd my brothers. So I think I'm good. Help. I think this is a good idea. I didn't run it by anybody, but I think I'm good. Like, this is they said I could do this. I don't know.
I'm being of service.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Scared to death.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
Uh-huh. I mean, one of my biggest challenges early on was golf.
Yeah.
Like, really. I mean, the first time the cart girl came around, the first tee, because usually I'd already knocked out a half pint in the parking lot. I got a Bloody Mary at the morning bar that the country club would have open, or at their little drink shack. I got a couple pints hidden in the bag, couple little minis, quick poppers. So by the time I get to the first tee, I'm about as jello as you could be and still holding the club.
Yeah.
Right. So that first swing jitters was for real this time. Like, I had no Xanax in me.
You know what I was like? So I golfed with the same dude, my dad's friends. So like they knew.
Yeah.
I'm showing up like late, like at the tee time.
Yeah.
I've drank a pint of Fireball and I got coffee and I got sunglasses on. And it's like overcast and 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And like going back to like face that.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about this, or are we just not going to talk about this? What are we going to do here?
Yeah,
I don't know how to act. I swear to God, I'm okay. I'm like going in without my sunglasses on.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm good.
sure.
My eyes are wide as fuck. Like, I'm good. Look at my eyes. They're good. Nervous as shit for like everything.
Yeah.
Because it's selfish. It's also the truth. It's like, is Ryan okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many times have Ryan not been okay
Sure.
and been the issue? So now he's like back, and like nobody really knows what I've been doing.
Yeah.
So like, is he all right?
Yeah. I mean, he seems okay.
Yeah.
The people's idea who aren't suffering from this, and their idea of how people combat it or get by it or get through it, right, usually involves some sort of extreme length of time, and sitting in a lot of circles. Right?
Yeah.
So when they come up against something that doesn't look like that, I mean, I remember coming home and my mom asking me, "Hey, listen, I noticed you didn't go to that meeting tonight." I was like, "Yeah. Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." I was like, "I've been exposed to something new to me for the first time, where I don't have to run off to there, and instead I could sit here with y'all. I'm only here for a couple days. Perhaps I could be a part of that instead of having to run as soon as I get anywhere near this town, because, well, that's what I think it's supposed to look like. Hey, great to see y'all," and I run off, right? So getting to be a part of these things, right? Oh man, I mean, I can think back to some weddings that, man, it was a good thing I got out of there, right? I mean, I remember one where I had pre-gamed pretty heavy, and I think I'd caught a taxi there with a friend, and I came to shortly after that. I'm telling you, it was not long after, in the woods, army crawling through the woods in a suit, because something happened. Something did not agree with the vodka, and I'm guessing the handful of pills I had taken. Like, there was an immediate reaction, because I can remember ordering that first drink, and then I can remember coming out of the woods, army crawling, looking at the little whatever the little hut where they like check you before you come into the neighborhood.
Yeah. And shit.
Yeah, like
guard
I'm
shack?
I'm trying to get dude's attention so he'll call me a taxi. Like, I've entered into a psychosis. Like, it is crazy. But I got out of there before anybody noticed. They just noticed I was no longer around. My other buddies, like, I was invited to get into a taxi before the wedding really got going.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, you doing okay? Maybe you should head home."
I'm great.
Yeah. And I was like this, okay.
Yeah.
As they poured me into a fucking taxi, you know?
Yeah. I signed up for those. Remember when there was, I think they still do them, like the boxes you get monthly. You can do them for like whatever. You can do them for food or clothes.
Yeah.
They'll just send you like the random.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting those for golf. Short par 4. I think this is where I got it. I don't know. I got a purple Glenlivet flask. And I always wanted a flask.
I like purple.
So before my one boy's, the last wedding I was in, I had the flask. And that flask was gone before I got to his house, and then I refilled it at the house. Look what I brought. Like, I already drank one.
Yeah.
It's new. And then at the wedding, I spent like $600 at the bar out front.
Sure.
It's an open bar.
Yeah.
It's an open bar.
Yeah.
And I have pictures from that night, and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Eyes are all fucked.
Oh, I bet.
I never saw the wedding pictures, but I might have fucked them up. Like, for real.
Yeah, I had to. So man, it was hard to hear when I sat down to make to make amends to my boy, you know, because I hadn't been at his wedding long, but I'd still caused some harms. I mean, he had told me. He said, "You understand why I didn't put you in the wedding party, right?" Right. I mean, that's
hard to hear, man, boy.
It stung. It stung, but you know what was funny? It was kind of like when my ex-wife said, "Hey, listen, I think we should get a divorce." It stung, but in my heart, I knew it was like the best idea for her. Yeah. Just like I knew it was the best idea for his wedding. Good idea. Good call, buddy. Well played. All right.
I'm beat here.
Yeah. You know. But I remember the first one I went to sober. It was in, I think it was in like Williamsburg, wherever that is in Brooklyn. And it was at this nice fancy little restaurant. It was a very dressed up one. It was cool. I love dressing up. I love getting in suits. I love tuxedos even more. And so we were in there and dancing was going on. And what happened was, and sometimes I see these things as like little God winks. And what I did was I watched a man pass out in his dinner. Right? And I looked and I was like, fuck. I get to see what it used to look like. Right?
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Ocean City, Maryland, I did that. I remember that. I remember getting a hot dog on the beach and then waking up in bed and I had no idea what happened. Fell asleep at dinner. That's when I was at the bar. Jesus, it was like kind of a War Story Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the bar drinking martinis after being up for like 36 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was working nights and then I drove down and then I just started drinking all day. And then we're going out for dinner. I was drinking martinis at the bar and I was told it was my last one. So I chugged it, ordered another one. I might have done that one more time, and then I was asleep at dinner, I was told. Oh.
So and I think it's important that we be able to share about that kind of stuff so that when we do talk about these first, the power of that needs to be understood, right? For you to be able to walk into your first wedding sober and have the time that you had.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like out there free. Dude, I'm dancing around like a moron.
Yeah.
Like having the time of my life.
Yeah.
I'm not that great a dancer. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But to not care and just like to be a part of. That is so far removed from what I was.
Yeah.
Like I needed to be the perfect level of hammered to get out on the dance floor. I would always get on the dance floor, but the only time I would be a good dancer is if I had the perfect level of hammered and I would feel good. And I needed to be the center of attention in my mind. At somebody else's wedding, I needed to be the center of attention. Just the way it had to go. And I was like so content with just being a bystander. Yeah. Like just being a part of the celebration of like two beautiful people coming together. And like to see it for what it was.
Yeah.
All of that was so lost on me before. Like I wasn't at a wedding. I wasn't at a wedding to watch Unity. I wasn't at a wedding to like support my best friend and like stand with him on his wedding day.
Yeah. You
know? I was there to get fucked up.
Yeah.
I could give a fuck less what your vows are.
Yeah. Man, this fucking ceremony's taking forever.
Yeah, this was a quick one too. It was like 15 minutes. It was perfect.
That would have been like the perfect one for back in the day.
Oh, back in the day? Yeah. We like chilled in the room.
Yeah.
In like the groom's suite. They had this sick arcade game. We played that for like an hour. Took pictures for like 10 minutes. 15-minute ceremony, cocktail hour. That would have been fucking perfect back in the day. It was perfect now. Didn't require much, and then got to see everybody
and be a part of. I'm probably in a shit ton of wedding photos of weddings I was not invited to because of my job.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I drank on the job. Right? So I always seem to get put on weddings, and I love to dance. I grew up dancing. We used to sneak into this club in D.C. called Trax, where I think you could get in. It was either at 16 or 18, but we would go, and I would need somebody's fake ID to get in at that age. And they had this outdoor volleyball court, and they would drop it over the fence.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Just to get in at underage. And
it's a felony down there.
Yeah.
I only know that because I did the same thing in D.C.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, we were oblivious to any of those ideas. It was just, let's go in. And we would go in, and of course, it would always be on some sort of drinking night. But the idea was to be able to go dance. You know, I used to, so I still love to dance.
Yeah.
My body hurts, though.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's noticeable. The hips be.
Bro,
hips
I was
don't lie. Isn't there a song like that?
Hips don't lie. Shakira. Dude, I felt like I got hit by a truck the next day. I was like, how did I used to do this and drink? Like, I was so dehydrated. And I was crushing waters all night. I'm like, how the fuck did I do this? My feet were killing me.
Yeah.
Dude, my legs, forget about it. I couldn't even walk the next morning.
Yeah, it's crazy to be able to walk into situations that prior to this journey, I was either told or I heard it in my own head that I would never be able to do those kind of things. I would never be able to go to the concerts, and I've been to a bunch of them. I would never be able to go play golf because when I played golf, it was me drinking, and there was a bag of clubs on the back of this vehicle. Right? It wasn't very much about golf. Like, I enjoy golf, don't get me wrong, but that's not what it seemed to be. Almost like flying used to be. It was the perfect excuse to drink at 6 or 7 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like when I go out on a golf course, oh my God, the peace that I find out there is amazing. Like, I just stand up there at that first tee. It's almost like when I get off the chair at the top of the mountain and you look out over the valley and everything just goes quiet, right? It can be loud and people could be talking around you, and your golf partners could be talking while you're at the tee box, and I don't hear it. I'm at the top of the mountain and you boys are talking, or there's a family and the kid's screaming because he doesn't want to go down this hill. And I don't hear it because, man, that's what I wanted. You just said it a couple minutes ago. I mean, that's what I wanted my whole life, to be a part of at that level, right? I mean, you said I wasn't there for the unity. Fuck, dude. Never even would have thought about that.
No.
Oh,
man. No. And like before that, I didn't think I could be, even if I went sober, the only thing I was thinking about, the one dinner I went to, I think I've spoken on it but here before, where I didn't drink and I was there for 3 hours. The only thing I was thinking about was drinking. So like sober at these things meant that I was going to be fucking sober at these things, thinking about, I can't drink. Well, damn, I can't drink. Well, damn, I can't drink. Obsessing over it.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, I can't drink. Like that whole thing I missed. I missed that whole thing of life. All of it.
Yeah.
Every little fucking detail, like the standing on the tee box and looking out at, like on the 10th at Bailey, man, it's just like a beautiful view. Like you just get lost in it, and I would just be like, I would be sprinting back from my truck after the turn because I had the bottle in there, like mashing gum into my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I got to hit next, and don't start sweating because you're gonna sweat Like, I don't reek of it already.
Yeah.
Mess.
Yeah, don't start sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God. Bro, dude, I used to get this was bad. But it would be wintertime, and I would get on the parkway after work and put the first pint down, dead chug. And my face would get so red, and I would just start profusely sweating. I had to put the window down, and then, like, 10 degrees out before I got to my mom's house to get my dog. I would just be fucking sweating.
My buddy back at the Ritz used to say it to me all the time. He's like, man, I think you could sweat in the freezer.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he knew. He was a drinker. He wasn't my type of drinker, but he was a drinker.
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised at how people just don't know.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
Yeah, he's like, how do you sweat so much? I wanted to be like, well, this is what happens when you chug vodka by like the 10-ounce pour.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, every time I think about that idea of standing out and up on top of the mountain, and we got to do that last year, you know, and we had a couple nice chair rides where it was just me and you talking about some things, and you had some things going on back then. But we were still able to talk about, even that early in the journey, how things like that bring, you know, they can really be the cherry on top, right? They can really be the whipped cream on this sundae, right? They're not the sundae, but they are such a bonus to be able to be that kind of present, doing things that we love, right? And if that wasn't part of the deal, I wouldn't be here.
No. Because if I constantly need those things, I would constantly need the whole Sunday.
Yeah.
Like I would need a wedding Sunday. I would need to go skydiving Monday.
Yeah.
Golf Tuesday through Friday, and then maybe like go see a basketball game or a football game or whatever on Saturday.
Yeah.
Constantly needing to be doing these things. Yeah. Constantly. I would need firsts every day, and it's just not sustainable.
No. Yeah. I mean, but what a great place to get to where it doesn't, and this seems kind of backwards, that it carries more weight as the whipped cream and the cherry on it than it ever did when it was what I considered to be. It was like if it rained on my golf day, I was done. If the snow wasn't good, I was done, right? Like it rains on my day off, God, why did you do this to me?
Or even if it was good, it was never good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, even worse, right? I'm actually out there.
It could have been perfect if, like, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect for what it was. And I'm out there just, something's missing.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if we did that. Maybe if we did that.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Just insatiable.
Yeah. I think it was, I don't know if that, I think that was you the other night. We were sitting around talking, and that idea of this thing being insatiable and is constantly selling me a story that if I just have this, just a little bit more, that's all I want. I'll just give me a little bit more and it'll be over. We'll be good. That'll be enough. But it says that every time, constantly telling me, well, we just need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And it's not just about alcohol. It's about anything that I get some sort of relief from, some sort of sense of ease and comfort from. I just need a little bit more of that. We just need a little bit. I got 3 days off every week, right? That's my work schedule. And at the end of every Saturday night, my first thought can still be, I could probably do 4 days off a week. Are you kidding me? I have 3 full days off, right? And yet I could, man, I'm telling you, if they said, listen, we're going to have you work 3 14s, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. No problem.
No problem. 4 days off? Great. If I could work this down to 1 day of work, that'd be amazing. Or fuck it. Can I retire?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
I could not retire right now.
No. I mean, I could.
Oh, my God.
I would become one of our mentally homeless.
I get about 4 days.
Yeah.
If I'm like chilling, I get about 4 days. before I'm not chilling anymore.
Yeah.
Before this thing starts running.
Mm.
And I'm not chilling anymore.
Yeah.
I just had 4 days.
Mm.
And it hit me with the, you're lazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
God damn it. Like, you're lazy, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right, brain. I am lazy. I am a piece of shit.
Thanks for creating that false narrative.
Yeah, more fake shit
Yeah.
that I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, how crazy. I mean, it's in sobriety. While I'm drinking, it doesn't matter. It's still doing its same job that it's always done. False narrative. But the beauty is today, without that bottle lingering around, I have a chance to incorporate some tools and use some things to get that thing to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, being able to see it, like
Yeah.
being able to see my brain doing that to me,
Yeah.
like watch it
Mhm.
and be like, is fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you described it, right? When you were on the drive to the wedding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like, what are you doing, man? What are we doing here? It's like a waste of energy. And it's happened so much. And like the more and more it happens, the more I can call out my own bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, this thing will still sneak up on me and feed me a load of shit.
Yeah.
And I'll believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to call out like the little bullshit, like, oh, what's gonna happen if you stink at dancing? You're gonna ruin the wedding? Is it, you're not gonna have any friends anymore?
They're cutting you out of the videos.
Yeah. Okay, this is bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if, I don't know, enter a hypothetical? Because that's all it is hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to control the future.
Mm.
Give me an answer to this fake problem.
I'm trying to control the wreckage of the future.
Because it is going to be wreckage. Because look at my past. And then I'm staring at my past.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm everywhere but here.
Yeah. So yesterday I was, I'm going to describe this experience I had today, but I'm going to preface it with why I felt so in tune with this experience that I had from the jump this morning. But yesterday I'd gotten to a point where frustration had just, I had been watching, I'd been paying attention, but what happened was I'd gotten 3 texts in a row of some people showing the lack of willingness that they have, right? And I just kind of was like, that's it. I'm done. Fuck this town. Nobody here wants to do anything. Everybody's going to fucking die. And, you know, all of a sudden I'm like, I don't even know why you have me here, God. Right now it's God's fault. And we move on, right? We have a great experience at the meeting, and we move on. And I wake up this morning, and I have a full day today, right? Now, of course, I say, hey, God, this is what I think my day is supposed to look like. Let me be fluid, though. Let me know if something needs to adjust, and let me be okay with that. Because yesterday I was cool right up until I wasn't, right? There's always that moment where there's like, boom, here, hold this. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking hold this. I was chilling, right? So I get up this morning and I have a bunch of thoughts, but this little meditative practice I've been doing is fucking stellar. And I'm cool, man, laid back, chilling. It was awesome. I was like, all right, so this is what I got. And I go through my morning, and I get up and I head off to the diner to meet up with a friend, and he pulls in as I'm pulling in. We were supposed to meet at 9. We both pull in and park next to each other at the same time at 8:57. Ooh, okay. So far we're on the course.
We're on schedule.
We're on schedule. All right. Good job, God. Right. We have our nice little talk. We enjoy a good breakfast. I know that I have to be at a facility at about 11:30. I let the conversation end organically. I leave at about 10 to 11. I show up at that facility at about 11:20. Perfect timing as I walk in to have a talk with some of their people, right? Some of their patients. Well, during this, I get a text from a dear friend of mine who's not like me when it comes to her solution, but she's like me in the fact that right then she was dealing with some of resentment wrapped in fear. And she said, are you available to swing by today? right? Now, we have a business relationship, but every now and then she reaches out, right? And I'm like, well, listen, I think I should be in your area around 12:45. I'll call you, and we'll see what I can do. I pulled into her parking lot at 12:45, right? I knew I had a phone call at 2 o'clock. I knew I wanted to try to get my oil changed, and I knew I wanted to try to get some shopping done, right? So from 12:45 to 2, I got a town in between me, and I got this conversation with her that I don't know how long it's going to take. And I go up there and I help her walk through her resentment / fear, show her how she can clean up her side and how she can walk away free, right? And she's ecstatic, and I walk out the door, and it's whatever time. But I get to the oil change place, and they do the oil change, and they do the car wash, and yes, I did say wash. That's how we be saying it in D.C. There's
George
an
Washington.
R. There's a fucking R in there.
They say it in Jackson, too. My dad says
Don't compare us to Jackson.
Dude, same thing. Same thing.
Right, so I come out, and the car comes out, and it's done getting dried off at 1:57. My phone calls at 2. Right, this is just... Now, she wasn't in the mix in the morning plan, but yet somehow God was able to do what he does and just laid this whole thing out perfectly throughout the day, so that yesterday he wanted to just let me see, hey, buddy, this is what kind of power I got. So chill the fuck out and enjoy the ride, right? And I only bring that up, and it may seem like it was random, but the truth is isn't that what happens every time we get to experience these firsts? Is God gets to say, hey, this is the kind of power I got. Chill the fuck out and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because I'll build it up in my head to be this huge thing, and I'll be proven wrong. I got all this. I got all these plans. I got to hit this marker, this marker, this marker, this marker. I got to do this, and this. Make sure I do this, and this, and this. And I think I'm in control of all of that. And if it don't go my way, I freak out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, that's what we're up against. But how cool is it to be able to see the outcomes when I start? How about not start? How about when I stop trying to put my hands in the pot, right? There's already a set of hands in there. There's already a chef in there doing the work. And I'm like, oh, well, hold on. How about right here? Right? I was describing to my buddy today. I was like, it's amazing how alcohol gets removed. And I can get it. Yeah, man, I got no power. I can't seem to stay stopped. When I start, I can't stop. Can't seem to stay stopped, blah, blah, right? But where's it seeking power at now? False power. It's in the idea of control. Where am I going to find that? In your fucking life. Let me control your shit.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's a whole other can of worms. Can't control people. But I will, goddamn if I won't try to.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah. False sense of power.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's usually in causing pain. Me trying to assert my plans over you, or like what I want, or what I want you to do. Yeah. How I want you to act. You should. Why aren't you? How could you? How could that?
I think the funniest thing about all of it is we can both have these experiences continuously, where it's shown to us that if you just stop playing with it, it'll be just fine. And then you put me in that position tomorrow, and I'll fucking forget.
Daily, man.
Yeah.
Well, discipline don't,
Yeah.
It's discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline don't. I just saw this. I just heard this about a kid getting in an ice bath he was getting in. I can't remember the quote. It was a fucking TikTok video.
I saw that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember. I would
forget.
think I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It was was it the boxer?
Might have been. I don't know. He was outside. It was like -4 degrees out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
He threw a dumbbell through fucking ice.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't feel like doing this,
No. Yeah.
but I'm gonna. I'm going to quit. I was contemplating at my window for 20 minutes. It's like, discipline doesn't care how you feel.
Yeah.
Shit, I wish I could find that. Phone's up there. But yeah, discipline don't. That's why it's a discipline, man. Daily action. Repetitive.
Yeah.
If I could just get it once, shit, I wouldn't need
Oh,
discipline.
man, it'd be awesome.
Like a miracle.
Mm.
I wish.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's partly that's the beauty of the journey, right? When you get to turn around and look back on these experiences and recognize that, yeah, I sure did fall a lot. And I should have remembered at those spots, like right there. Yeah, how did I not remember that? It looks like I should have remembered. But the experience that comes out of that one is a first, right? I mean, if you really look at it, now that we've been sitting here talking about this for a minute, fuck, it all feels like every time is something, it's a first. He's never been here at this exact moment in this exact breath. So it's kind of crazy. So like the next time you go to a wedding or the next time that something comes up where you can look back and say, oh yeah, I've done something like that. But it won't be that exact thing.
Right.
So maybe that's why, maybe that's the beauty of all of those couple episodes ago we had missteps, right? Maybe that's what that shit's about. Mm.
You know what that just made me think of? When we were coming back from Lake Tahoe, and we flew out of Nevada.
Yep.
And we were on a Zoom call in the airport.
Yeah.
And
leaning on the wall.
Leaning on the wall, man.
Yeah.
That experience opened up so much for me. Just being open in public.
Yeah.
I was 3,000 miles away from anybody I knew. Still petrified.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I had done anything like that. And nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Nobody was looking at me.
Yeah.
Nobody. It made me feel completely insignificant and humbled and free at the same time. And what we were talking about, we're making an analogy about getting on a plane.
Yeah, because the talk was about fear.
About fear. Talking about the same shit a year later. All about fear. And how scared I am getting into the terminal right before the flight.
Yeah.
And about how I can make up all this shit in my head. And when I get on a plane, I don't know how a plane works. I don't know how planes fly.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I feel you.
Like I would feel so much better if I knew.
Yeah.
Another thing just clicked. But I don't.
Yeah.
So I got to put my faith in those pilots
Yeah.
that I'm going to get there safely. And like the first time I flew, I was excited. So this is new. And then I was like, oh shit, I can die. This is real. And then the next time I flew, I was terrified. What if this thing fucking falls apart? What if are planes real? How is this happening? I have no idea. And I put my faith in the pilots again, even though I was scared.
Yeah.
And I kept getting there. I kept landing. And I kept going. Just keep landing, keep having safe flights. This is new. Same thing, but it's new. New flight. New experience. And keep landing. Might as well keep flying.
Yeah, that's funny you bring up flying. God, I think we did some flying when I was young, but I don't remember. I was probably in my early 20s when the shift happened, where I went from, oh, this is cool. Man, you can go a lot of places quickly. I can fall asleep and wake up and I'm in a completely different part of the country, different side of the country, to, oh my God, we're definitely dying.
The ground is so far below.
Yeah. Like it's funny is I've talked to some people about those fears, right? And I have more fear on the takeoff, which I find out is safer than the landing, right? But once I can see ground, I feel like survival is possible. Yeah. But for some reason, the takeoff, which is you're right on the ground most, that's right. There's something about the takeoff, like it feels like gravity is going to win this time. Right. But on the way down, I feel like, okay, so we're playing with gravity. We're not going against these laws anymore. And I remember I got out of rehab and I had to fly home. Right. I'd gone back to my parents. I was there for like a week while we were trying to figure out how I was maneuvering from there back to Florida. And I had to get on a flight. And the flight took me from there to maybe Charlotte. And then from Charlotte, we were going to fly to Naples or Fort Myers. We fought a storm going into Charlotte. The flight to Naples got canceled because of this storm, and there was one that was going to Tampa, which was about 2.5 hours north, and it was going to be able to get out before the storm. And man, if I wasn't kind of cool, calm, and collected, normally I drank my way through flights. Plus some pills, so by the time I get there, I am fucking mush. And this was the first time where I had actually gone through, and it was weird, because that was literally the first time where I was like, "Holy shit!" Maybe the only reason why I was afraid of flying is because I wanted to be able to drink. Yeah, and that was my perfect excuse. Oh, you want to talk about like an opening of a box that I was like, ooh, that is ugly, because I ruined so many fucking vacations. That first time we arrived, and that's who I am. I'm the guy that's fucking getting poured off the plane. Poured.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's when the shift happened for me, too, when we started taking pills on the plane.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was terrified of flying. I needed it.
Man, how fucking powerful is that mind? Good Lord.
My brother just flew down to Atlanta. That's what just popped. And he sat next to a fucking flight instructor who pulled out his iPad and described to him everything that was happening.
Oh, my God.
For like 2.5 hours. He said it was the best flight of his life.
That would have been awesome.
Like in real time. He was like, it was the best flight of my life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God, I'm so jealous. It's like my dream.
Yeah.
I love flying. I love space. I love rockets. I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
And like how it works and shit. And he just sat next to a guy the whole way down telling him.
Just told him how this thing works.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Sick.
Yeah. Now I find that the results of flight are worth whatever goes on in between. Right? Like I love the fact that I'm going to be able to leave here on March 5th and within a few short hours arrive in Denver.
Yeah. And
then be in a car and in a few short hours be at the mountain.
Yeah.
Right. And it won't have been that long from when I left, especially with the time zones. How fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, like 2 hours ago, I was in fucking Philly or DC. If we're flying out of BWI.
Yeah. Oh my God. Our flight out there last year, I did not care if we died. I did not. I was not scared at all.
I've had those flights before.
Didn't care. I was like, please go down. And I was not scared. And then after the week out there, I was terrified on the way back. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I've had thoughts, especially when I was drinking. I was like, man, I am so tired.
Just go down.
It's okay. It's okay. I could get some sleep for like ever.
Oh, shit.
Forget that there's 12 kids on this plane, God.
We are not professionals.
Sick.
So sick.
Oh, man. damn it, there's none on this flight. We're never going down now.
Right?
I can still get that feeling now. I'd be like, oh, hold on. This plane wouldn't crash with those people on it.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm still a Christmas Santa Claus God sometimes.
Yep.
I was thinking about when you were talking about golf, and I was thinking of the scene from Caddyshack where the priest is playing and he's having his greatest round yet, and
Oh my God.
Bill Murray's his fucking caddy, and
Yep.
it's like torrential. And he's like, God would never ruin my greatest round ever. And he's fucking holding up like the
Struck by lightning. So.
yeah, that is me. Like I'd be like, God, I can't believe you're doing this to my day off.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a love it. Oh man. So, man, that was a very that went around. I traveled around a little bit. I liked it though. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It allows for some. Well, it was fluid.
It
I don't give a
was.
fuck where it goes, right? But we do know where it's going to go next week, at least to who the visitor is.
Yeah, very excited for that.
Oh man, fucking, it's going to be get to spend some time with my sister, not just here, but in a few different spots, and you know, that's going to be the coolest first yet, possibly, right?
Yeah.
It really might. You know, we're going to go into Philly, and then we're going to do this, and I mean, she honestly asked if she could come up. That doesn't make sense to me. You want to spend time with me? How is that? So, fuck it. We brought it all the way around. Back all the way around, bitches.
Done.
First.
Oh, man. Good shit.
All right. Catch y'all next week.
Love yous.
Love you.